Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the 808 podcast where I interview business owners, CEOs, marketing directors, whoever else I feel like. It is 6 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob. And here we go. Question number 1 in a few sentences. Tell us who you are and what do you do?
Hi, my name is Leon Yi. I'm the CEO of Y-Verge. We are a digital marketing company. We help e-commerce business owners to lower their customer retention costs using data-driven automation. Unlike our competitors, when they're doing digital marketing, they do spray and pray and then just run the number. We're focusing on creating a conversational marketing using digital tools.
Perfect, Leon. Question number 2, what advice would you like to share? Go.
The world is getting noisier ever since after COVID. We think everybody's want to get back to the recovery side. And as we going into the process, what you're going to start seeing is that more and more people spending money on digital marketing, and not only that, all the Facebook, all the channels, all the email marketing, everybody's trying to sell at the same time. And the more you're doing this thing, A, your customers getting annoyed, and B, the cost of doing marketing, it's skyrocketing. So I'm going to share some of the things that I learned from doing this thing for 5 years. How to cut the noise and stay to your message and get the right customers. The first thing you do is that step 1 is looking at your analytics. If you have Shopify or if you have a BigCommerce, there's a tons of information right there. So before you start digital marketing, look at your data. Number 2, using those data, identify your ideal customer. Ideal customer is a customer that gave you the best bang for the buck, making sure that that's who you target to. And once you get those customer, you want to know about them by creating what we call customer journey map. You're mapping your customer journey from not knowing about your product to become your customers. And then being able to have those map created, it's super important before you reach out to any digital agency out there. My suggestion, use the tool called UXpressia, for example. And then with that tools, you can create easily a customer journey. And once you have the customer journey, you can talk to people like us. We can help you to take that map and then creating an implementation plan. For example, you can update your Shopify store or work with SEO company. Or if you need to create a partnership with the influencer to drive traffic. So all of those things has to be built based on your customer journey map. Think about it like it is like a blueprint before you go to the battle.
So what does the customer journey map look like? Like, give me an example of one.
So customer journey map it's all about customer story, about how the customer get to know your product. So it started with a problem. A lot of customer doesn't care about your story. It doesn't care about your products.
Right.
All they care is that how can it solve my problem? And they usually don't come out of the blue. It usually goes through a stage of process. Typically, they could be walking walking on a sidewalk, and then the shoe get dinged up and need to be cleaned up. And we call those part as a critical moment. So knowing all those critical moments, that's how you set up your digital marketing correctly. So if they happen to do it while they're driving, you don't want to put a Facebook ads, for example. You want to buy a YouTube ads or podcast ads, in this case.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's get to question number 3. It is shout out time. Go.
Yeah, first of all, I want to shout out to one of my business that I'm working with. Her name is Kathleen Magnuson. She is like a CFO for hire. As a small business, we always think about business, finance as kind of second thought. And having somebody on your side that help you manage your business is one of those things. She's not only a business owner, she's also an influencer. So she has also a podcast news group and manage all her marketing that way.
Perfect. I'll look her up when we're done here. Number 4, final fun question. Leon, tell me about your first sale.
Well, I started my business accidentally. I was working in a big Fortune 50 companies as their computer scientist, building building a solution for big business. And during my spare time, I was helping a small women business owners, and she was trying to launch her store at that time. So I was like helping her to set up the Shopify about 6-7 years ago. It was supposed to be for fun. It ended up becoming my real business because I have so much fun working with a small business. Looking at their struggle, it's mimic what I went through. So that's kind of my first sales, and then it ballooning to today.
Perfect. Love the story there, Leon. So I have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. You can do some promo time. You can ask me a question. You can talk about the weather, whatever you want. Or since the best know when to be concise and when to end, we end early. Go.
Yeah. How do you get started with this podcast idea?
So I told my coach I've always wanted to do a podcast. That was my first mistake because she said, great, your first guest will be scheduled in 24 hours.
Wow.
I'm like, but I don't have a website. I don't have a podcast. I don't even know what the name of the podcast is yet. She says, oh, I understand. You have 24 hours to figure it out.
Holy cow.
So I was like, all right, juggle it, figure it out. So built this whole concept and it's worked very, very well. I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you share what you learned along the way? How do you figure out within 24 hours, you figure out how to do that?
Okay, so first thing I did was I did it from what do I hate about podcasting? And I want to do complete opposite. So I don't like the whole long form 30 minutes, let's just bloviate podcasts. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like podcast homework. And you being on podcasts, you probably know what I'm talking about, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm like, no podcast homework. So I'm like, okay, oh, look, LinkedIn has a limit. You can only you can only do 10-minute videos. So now the podcast has to be less than 10 minutes because I don't want to edit because I find it again, I'm like, no, I just want to make these, I just want to churn them out. So did all those like, okay, well then we have a time limit. We're going to make the questions and it's been evolving, but here we are 1,400 episodes later.
I can tell you it's fun.
It is. That's the goal. I like to make it fun instead of the whole me repeating the exact same story I've said 20 times in different podcasts.
Yeah. Cool.
So, hey, you got 57 seconds left. You want some promo time?
Yeah, sure. I would really love to get to know anybody. If you want to get started with this customer journey map, feel free to drop me an email, leon@yverge.com. And I would like to hear your story.
Perfect. You pulled it off. 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Leon, why is it 8 minutes and 8 seconds?
Because it looks like a bob.
It does. That is correct. That is the correct answer there. Your website, say it real quick.
It's Y-Verge.com, YVERGE.com.
It's in the description. It's magic. Leon, thank you so much for being on. Tip of the hat to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And for everyone else watching or listening, I am legally required to tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, whatever the heck the social media network tells you to do. You all have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.